Are you still not getting the full tax benefits that business owners enjoy in the Netherlands, even though you are registered with the Chamber of Commerce? In this video, I will explain some of the reasons why you may not qualify for these tax benefits. Let's break it down. The first point: freelancers and self-employed persons pay tax like everyone else. But as a freelancer or self-employed person, you take responsibility for the administration taxes. Unlike those who are in paid employment, the employer takes care of tax deduction and remittance to the tax authority. There are two types of taxes you take care of. One is the value-added tax, which happens on a quarterly basis, and the annual income tax returns, which happens once every year. The upside for being a self-employed person is that you get to enjoy certain tax benefits that is only available to the self-employed persons in the Netherlands. However, there are conditions for you to enjoy these tax benefits. Meeting these conditions is where a lot of freelancers miss out. The thing is, the tax authority does not always recognize you as an entrepreneur. You might think, I have a KVK number, I have registered with the Chamber of Commerce, I pay my quarterly tax returns, I should be an entrepreneur, of course. But that is not necessarily so. The tax authority have certain conditions they have laid out that for you to enjoy the full tax benefits of being a self-employed entrepreneur, you need to meet those conditions. And some of these conditions are you making sufficient profit? Are you spending sufficient time in your business? Do you have ways of promoting your business and getting new clients? How many clients do you have? Do you run business risks? Do you have financial buffer to invest in your business and nurture your business to grow and also support you when business is not doing well? These are some of the conditions that the tax authorities spell out that you need to meet in order to identify as a business owner. There is an online check that you can do to understand whether or not you are an entrepreneur for income tax purposes. This is available on the website of the Belastingdienst. You can do that check, provide answers to the questions asked, and you will get a result that says to you, you are considered as an entrepreneur for income tax purposes. Or, you do not qualify as an entrepreneur for income tax purposes. So these conditions are set there by the tax authority. And if you do not meet these conditions sufficiently, then the tax authority will say you do not qualify as an entrepreneur for income tax purposes. It simply means the income you generate from your business, from your freelance activities, will be reported as income from other sources. It will not be reported as profit from business. And it also means that you will not enjoy the tax incentives that is applicable to entrepreneurs. The hour criterion. It is so important for the tax authority that a business owner is seen to spend a higher percentage of his weekly working hours on the business, because that is the only way the business will get to grow and make enough income. The hour criterion has been set at 1,225 hours per calendar year, and that is around 24 hours a week. You need to meet this hour criterion in order to qualify for some of the tax incentives that the tax authority gives to business owners. And when we say 24 hours a week, we actually mean 24 hours out of your 40-hour week. So if you work 5 days a week in paid employment and you spend the whole weekend working on your business, you will not qualify as an entrepreneur for income tax purpose. In recognizing this hourly criterion, you have to understand that every activity that affects your business is included. It involves admin tasks, sales and marketing, strategy sessions, operations, service delivery to your customers, any activity that is geared towards the enhancement of your business counts under the hour criterion. But you need to track your hours. Should the tax authority ever ask to see evidence that you meet the hour criterion, you have to be able to show them a log of your activities, which is a proof of how much time you spend on your business. The other point is if you are making profit or not. So a business exists in order to profit. If you spend a lot of your time on an activity and that activity is not yielding income or profit, then it is simply considered as a hobby. And the tax authority does not give incentives for hobbies. So when your business is making very little profit or constantly incurring losses, you will not be recognized as an entrepreneur. It's pretty much a hobby. How about if you're freelancing on the side next to your full-time employment? If you're working as a freelancer on the side next to your full-time employment, the chances are that you will not qualify for these benefits of self-employed persons. Your activities for this side business will most likely fall under income from other sources. And that means this income will be taxed at the standard tax rate without any tax incentives. But of course, you are allowed to deduct any expense that you incur directly related to generating that income. The other factor that is very key to qualifying as an entrepreneur for income tax purpose is independence. How independent are you for the execution of your client job? Do you have to work under the control of the business owner? Does your client have to dictate how you execute the business, the time you execute the business, or do you enjoy independence in executing the business? Take, for instance, my job as an independent bookkeeper. So you hire me to help you with your income tax returns. I give you a deadline of 10 working days. All you need to do is you relax and wait for me to execute the job. I tell you what I need from you in order to execute the job. You're not going to give me a deadline to do it on Wednesday afternoon or to report in your office first thing on Tuesday morning to get the job done. No, I have the authority and the independence to do that job at my own time. Yours is to expect that I deliver as promised. So independence is one core area that the tax authority use to gauge if you are really a business owner or you're just a pseudo employee to the person you are working for. The other important point that the tax authority also looks at is, are you visible as a business owner? Do you have a means by which you promote your business in order to attract clients? If you're not promoting your business, how will customers know that you exist and how will they hire you to do their job? So you need to have some visibility either on social media or a website, or you are into door-to-door sales or into email marketing. You need to have a means by which you reach out to potential customers and then they can hire you to work for them. Visibility is one of those important factors that the tax authority consider to see you as an independent business person. What are the tax benefits that you get to enjoy as an entrepreneur for income tax purpose? One is the starter's deduction. Within the first 5 years of starting a business in the Netherlands, you get to enjoy starter's deduction for a maximum of 3 years within 5 years. Next is self-employed person's allowance. This is an amount that you get to deduct from your profit before you pay your taxes. The other allowance is the SME profit exemption. A percentage of your profit is exempted from taxes when you are an entrepreneur for income tax purpose. You also have the option of investment allowance. If you invest certain amount of money up to the threshold that the tax authority set, then you also get to deduct that amount as a tax deduction. Of course, this is in addition to the deduction of your normal business expenses and depreciation for your fixed assets. These deductions can significantly reduce your profit amount and make you to pay lower tax in your annual income tax return. But if you don't meet the criterion, you don't enjoy these benefits. So what can you do to improve your chances of benefiting from these tax allowances? Keep a track of your hours and ensure that you allocate sufficient time to running your business. Number 2, be clear in your contract terms and ensure that there is independence in the relationship you have with your customers, that your customers do not have undue control over how you execute your job. Number 3, expand your client base. If you are relying on just one customer, then there is too much of a risk for any business to take, and that is one of the major reasons you will not qualify as an entrepreneur. A business owner should have several customers so that if one customer stops, the business continue to move forward. Make sure your business is visible and that you have a way that you promote your business in order to attract customers. Maintain accurate bookkeeping record. If you do not know how to do it, get training or seek for one-on-one support from a bookkeeper. I offer one-on-one consultations and trainings for those who want to understand how to do their own bookkeeping themselves, or those who do not have the budget to hire a bookkeeper on a monthly basis. So don't just do things blindly. Get support, get the training you need, or outsource it to a bookkeeper so that your accounting is supportive of your business growth. If you don't understand what to do during the income tax returns, ask for help from professionals so they can guide you with your income tax returns to ensure that you don't miss out on your tax benefits. And above all, treat your business like a real business. Carry out your activities in a professional and independent manner. Have a dedicated bank account for your business. That way you can show that you are in this to really build a business that will thrive and grow into the future. And whenever in doubt, feel free to call the tax office and ask them questions, or reach out to a bookkeeper to guide you. In the description of this video, you will find ways that you can reach out to me and other resources that can help you in maximizing your benefits as a business owner here in the Netherlands. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video. Take care.